Alright. Hey, Anna, can you do a testing? I just want to make sure I'm getting everything.
Hello? Can you hear me? You're getting the show on the road. Hello. Welcome. Hey, back there with the hat. Great. Hi. Welcome. Find a seat. Hi, Melody. You look beautiful. There's some here too. There's some here too, just in case. Okay. Does the music stay on? Can we? Is that rude? No, it's not rude. It's not rude. Okay.
Hey, she's a famous director!
For one night, that is true. Okay, so done is better than good. Unless it's done and good. So what are we doing here? We are going to watch the film version of the play that I wrote. And directed. So a little bit about that process. So being creative has always been my refuge. I can go back to that core and always count on it to help me feel that I am different, I am lifted, I am purposeful, and I am necessary.
Yes, you are.
I went into this project originally really needing to heal because for my sanity I had to amputate some serious limbs, and by limbs I mean family. Writing is one of the only effective and graceful ways I've found to mourn. And this play has helped me vent my anger, helped me organize my thoughts, helped me be more courageous, and to take ownership of my story and my life. Woo! This project has brought me to tears so many times, and even to my knees on the floor some nights. But letting it out and letting it go, one piece of it at a time.
Yes. You got this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, next. Whatever. Okay. I wrote this play in 2.5 weeks. Yes,
Wow.
that makes me a legend.
Yeah.
Or just totally irresponsible. You'll just have to decide after you see it. That's all I did for 2.5 weeks straight was type out a play, and here's my thought process. The ladies of Intermission Productions wanted to act. Great. I can write them parts that show them off.
Yes.
I knew it needed a detective because my ex Brian had always wanted to play one. So fine, a detective, a crime. Okay, we can get things moving in the CSI but not shitty kind of way. Then I knew I had 5 white women, different body types, totally different in their affect. And I've always wanted to create female opportunities for female actresses because there are so many good ones out there and they are underutilized.
Yes.
And it needed music, live music, dancing, musical numbers, singing, and choreography. I needed to write a story that was both big and little, something that entertained for its own sake, that had escapism and spectacle and clowning and diversion and cheap jokes, but I also wanted to reward viewers who analyzed the intricacies of plot also. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing it. And that's something that I've learned over the years. Nobody really knows what they're doing until they've been doing it for decades, and we all feel like beginners because we are always beginning.
Yes.
It needed a love story because deep down, I'm really a chick. But one where the man actually pursued the woman and would wait for her to be ready, because that's what a gentleman should do. And it had to be in a specific place and a specific time. So, where did I know 5 strong women who were pioneers in their field, who didn't need men, who owned businesses and made sure their voices were heard, who were funny and sexy and tough all at once. Well, that sounds like my mom's side of the family. It sounded like Texas women. Only they were Mexican instead of white, but no problem. That Texas blood courses through me too, running wild in Austin during the summer, eating cows and not changing my clothes. And even though I don't get to see or hold them, my heart reaches out to this part of my family in this play. I hear their voices, and I included actual quotes from them and little habits here and there, and this film is a way for me to reach out and say that I love you. And that we'll always be connected. And all these people that I based this thing on were never going to see it or know that I had written it for them. Unacceptable. So I had to preserve it. I never liked that theater is a perishable art form, that it exists for a glorious moment and then it vanishes forever. You're close to those people for that brief shared time, and the next minute your lives change. Some people love that about theater, but it pisses me off. I want evidence. I want a way to just disperse my work into the world, and you can't fit the world in a theater, but you can if you stream it. I had originally scheduled some film people I'd worked with from LA to come down and capture the show on the last weekend in the theater, but as all things happen for a reason, they couldn't or wouldn't. And I thought, well, now or never. If they can shoot it, I can shoot it. The first set I was on, I was told that I shouldn't touch the camera, that there's math involved, lenses and equations. But for anyone who knows me, like you all do, anyone who tells me that I'm not qualified to do something is in for a surprise, because nobody puts baby in the corner. I'm my own Patrick Swayze. So I shot this film myself in 4 days, 32 hours total. I shot this film with a crew of 2 other people, a boom operator who had some experience capturing sound, and an assistant camera guy that had never been on a set before. I am the one holding the camera for every take. 3 people, that's it. My dad always points out after we've seen a film together, but look at all those names. It takes hundreds of people to make a film. Well, Dad, not this one. Plays as films have absolutely been done before, and I personally grew up watching A Chorus Line, Little Shop of Horrors, Strictly Ballroom, Dirty Dancing, and other stage-related masterpieces. And these films combined what I loved about theater and my fetish for watching things repeatedly so I could totally fall in love with every word, every song. Film is a strange medium. You have months of preparation for just seconds of usable takes to be perfect, and then years of editing and assembly. But I convinced myself it was totally worth it. Who wouldn't want to see it again anytime you wanted to? Just pop it in, watch it over and over again.
Yeah.
And then I could study it and know what I should do differently next time. Eyes on the prize. But editing takes a deep inner sense of momentum to go after and work on something way beyond the point that anyone still cares about it. Everyone gets on with their lives, starting new things, and I went into an editing cave for a year, scrutinizing and rearranging tiny breaths they had taken months ago. And you have to be so critical. There are times when I spoke out loud to my former self, Anna, stop moving the camera. Just let it sit on a tripod and chill out. And then there are times I'm like, Anna, you genius. The camera is helping tell the story with movement and focus. Yes, yes. So I had to make the best pieces of the performance fit together and get every pinch closer to what I had imagined when I had been writing, and it becomes addictive. It becomes obsessive. And I had to trust my own compulsivity to get it just right and allow my well-hidden inner perfectionist to claw her way out and pick and judge and sneer and swipe. And then one day you're done and you stand up in your PJs and your unbrushed teeth and you look at your little dog and you say, "We did it, Gus! We did it!" And you cry. So this film is not a perfect thing, but it's the best I could do. And it's the best I have ever done, and I am a far better filmmaker for having gone through this process all by myself. And if I can do this once, I can do it again and in a bigger theater with more elaborate sets and costumes, with more music and more dancing, and that is exactly what the next project is going to be, and it's been written already. So what's the worst that can happen? Maybe Longview doesn't get into film festivals, no biggie. But TV executives just recently told me that they only air live theater if it's a famous show in a famous venue with famous people in it. Whatever.
I guess we'll have to be famous.
Yeah. But this will always be my first feature film that I made myself, and I've got my whole life to get better at this. And I'll keep making them because it's the one art form that uses every impulse and every skill set, every part of my brain working together to figure it out. And because it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I love that about it. So enough about me. Time for some thank yous. I am fervently aware that at this stage in my career, the only people who are going to care about this film are people who care about me. And that's the people in this room. And you're all here because I like you, and I've specifically invited you because you've had some positive influence over my life. And so tonight I'm so grateful to share with you people who care about it just because I made it. And thank you for gathering here to watch something that I conjured into reality. First, okay, raise your hand if I've ever volunteered for you or came to support an event that you were behind. Thank you for being here. Please smile at each other, because if I show up, you must be doing good. Ever coached or directed you in something? I am not a cuddly director. I'm aware of that, and I set a high bar, but no one ever doubts my commitment or that I can make it better. So thank you for trusting me to lead you in the right direction, because that's my favorite job. Smile at each other, we made it. Okay, so now for the people who like me how I am. Please stand up if you've shared a meal in the past 6 months with me while I was deep in the throes of post-production.
Hey.
These poor souls invited me out of my cave and listened to me unload about the torments of algorithms behind plugins and surround sound planning. And these wonderful people listened to me first explain specific editing techniques so that I could complain about what a bitch they are to work on. So you guys are the real deal. Okay, so now the award for listening to me bitch and still thinking that I'm great goes to my dad. My dad taught me the Hungarian phrase, every gypsy praises his own horse. And I must say, he's an impressive Clydesdale. His glowing review when he saw the rough cut of this film says, well, it's better than your last film. And it makes more sense than the play did. This is also the guy who on opening night brought me the gift of extra floss and a soft bristled toothbrush goodie bag from his dentist visit that day. He also happens to be my hero. Everybody needs a cheerleader, and mine just happens to also be a genius. He never questions whether I'm qualified to do something. Instead, he assumes that I'm probably more qualified to do it than most people who are already doing it. He may not always understand the subtext in what I write, and he may not know what to say after the show, but when he says, come on, how much smarter than you can they be? You can do it better. Thanks, Dad, for listening to me and for believing in me and buying me food. So I have a special 70-second early birthday gift for you. It's sandals, and they're not ugly. Okay. Lastly, I must thank Craig Oliver and the virile mixologists of the Whistle Stop Bar for making my life so easy tonight. Hey, and one last note. If you're tall and you don't think about this, just make sure that you don't have a shorty behind you, because I've been there. Also, if you could just turn your phones off, and thank you so much, and enjoy the film.
When do you want me to record?
Shut up. Can't wait to see this. That's you guys. Oh, we have to have your autograph again. Where's the box?
This is my favorite part.
If you have positive things to say, then please do.